Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. It is episode 18, and you know what to do as always. If you want to see the reaction itself, just go down into my descriptions, follow the links, replace the circumflex, the parentheses dot parts with real dots, and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear my thoughts about this episode. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. Let's see. This episode, well, there was not so much deep in it, unless I missed it. But it is a setup, it is a preparing for what is about to happen in the next and possibly second next episode, which is a big battle against Charybdis. So I checked on the name, and I'm pretty sure some of you commented, but you know, I record a little bit early. Charybdis is from the ancient Greek mythology, a beast of destruction. So it's very fitting they put it in here. And they used this episode mainly to show us how one character specifically, Phobio, Sir Phobio, was lured into waking her up. I'm talking about her here when I say Charybdis. I think it is more female. I don't know how you beat something like that, but let's first talk about Phobio. I mean, the girls and so Footman and Tyr pretty clearly put it with their wording muscles over brain in his case. Although he seemed to be a pretty clever guy, I mean, he understood that he made a mistake. He understood that he could have made possibly even allies from the monsters from out of all this city. He appreciated, as his men did, that this city is growing and the nation itself is valuable. So he had now the right setting of mind, and I was like, I mean, seriously, why not go back and apologize? The option is there. Possibly that's something that wouldn't come to their minds because they are so used to being the one in power, so used to being the demon lords being always right, that they don't even think about going back and saying, man, I made a mistake, let's start new. From the way I see Rimuru, what we have learned about him, what we have seen from him doing, if they would have gone back and sincerely apologized and said, man, you know, normally stuff like that doesn't happen, and we see your city, you see your nation, and we see something great and good, we would like to offer trade, we would like to offer a peace treaty, non-aggression pact, something like that. I think Rimuru would go for it, because he would be like, if you truly apologize, then let's start fresh, right? So, but he missed that chance now. So he instead fell for the words of Tyr and Footman. And I think, I mean, it's pretty clear that they use him. So the moderate Harlequin Emporium, strange name, played him like a fool, and he was played. There was a short moment when Footman slipped in front of the cave where Charybdis is inside, and I think this was for a short moment where he could have gotten out, or at least fight back. And then Tyr just lured him in again by playing partially to the heroic side, in the meaning of no one can stop him but you, you're so great, you know, like that. And his power hunger to be strong enough to face Milim. And she constantly poked at the fact that he was smitten by Milim and that he should be angry about it. I think it's a bit too fast. He holds too much of a grudge there. But in the end, that's why they were able to lure him in. So his idea was, or what they told him it is like, that Charybdis would be in his body and he is containing Charybdis. From what I see in this picture here, it feels more like his body just is being transformed into the appearance of Charybdis. Which, by the way, if you have a look, is at least partially, although immensely huge, human. You have 2 legs, you have 2 arms, you have 1 eye at least, a belly, something like that. It just is absurdly transformed into a weird looking thing with wings. So it's pretty clear that it is not what he wanted. And seeing that Charybdis is portrayed as being mindless, I guess he kind of lost himself completely in that. It's an interesting question if there's anything left of him. Possibly, and that's why Charybdis is here, his anger, his emotions are possibly still in there, like at least for the start. So that Charybdis has like a goal to go for, which is why he was picked. Pretty clear. So from that, you have to bow to the Harlequins. They did a good job. They did what their master wanted, and they brought in some lesser dragons, which Charybdis used now to create those flying sharks, megalodons, which I know by coincidence is a megalodon is a giant shark from not ancient time, but from dinosaur age. I think it was kind of in this time an extremely huge shark. So very fitting here. So the big question for me now is, how do you defeat something like that? I mean, we know what our characters are capable of, right? But it's not like they are very much of a sky force. They don't have really air units or anything like that. I already mentioned that the king of the dwarves has some Pegasus riders, but I don't know if they will be really much of a help against something like that. But at least he has some, right? I guess when it comes to magic, some of it can be used against the air. The entangling webs that we've seen, so steel web and sticky web and stuff like that, might be useful, although you would possibly need an incredible amount of it to catch any of those sharks, let alone Charybdis itself. So I don't know how to beat that. What I see, but there will be, funny coincidence, is that this is a time where that Verudora reappears. It is his kid, kind of, after all, and he is the master in the sky. So I see this as an option that Verudora is appearing, and then it gets complicated because you have to explain that to everyone. And let's be clear, as far as I know, Rimuru never mentioned it to anyone, not even his allies or friends, that Verudora is inside him. And that's a major thing, that might cause some problems if it happens. However, it would be cool. No question there. I would like it. We had Trya appearing, so there's a younger sister of the Dryads, and she said that all the other Dryads tried to slow it down. I really hope they're just doing some stuff like, I don't know, trees growing in their way or something like that, and maybe the birds attacking them, because if they will face them directly, they will be wiped out, and I would be really sad for the Dryads to be gone. Because I like them. I like this force of nature passively in the background idea. I like it. And we had, once again, Milim catching food. I mean, sure, we have seen the bath that they finally created, which looks good, which seems to be working very fine. And I can completely understand that the Guildmaster is not leaving there because Fuse, because it is a cool time in this city. So he's still relaxing and enjoying his time. But he's in the city now, and that's a good thing. So if they would really be able to beat Charybdis, or at least strike her back, something like that, it will prove the power of this young nation. It will prove it to everyone. I mean, that's the problem here. On the one side, everyone will be like, wow, they're worthy of being, I don't know, trade partners, allies, whatever. On the other hand, everyone would be like, they are powerful, we have to keep an open eye on them. They might be dangerous. Those are monsters, maybe we should ally against them. It could go both ways. But he's still there, so he will be possibly seeing what's going on. That's, I think, a good thing. And last but not least, we have the idea of building a road to Bluemont. So that will increase trade, no question. And if they build roads like that through the forest, on the one hand, that's a cool thing for trading and selling your stuff. On the other hand, you really have to watch out that you're making sure that you honor your pact with the Dryads about that this is still a forest, you know. Right now, we are more and more working towards a trading nation. And you have to be aware that manufacturing stuff is going to changing the landscape as well. If you build factories or craftsman shops, you need more and more room. Right now, the food they don't need farms for, which normally changes the landscape because they get it from the forest itself. Granted, but it's a delicate balance that they have there. So watching out for it. I think that's it already. It was, as I said, a setup episode. Not so much deeper insight there. And I really look forward to what kind of plans they have for this fight. Because, as I said, apart from the sticky webs and stuff like that and the Pegasi, I don't see much that they can do in the sky. But maybe I'm wrong. So we will see it next time. Until then, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.